Broadcasting from outside, this is the Brooklyn Baritone Podcast. Man, how you guys doing? It was just like 70 degrees the other day. Now it's like back to winter gear. Anyways, I'm out here by the water, open air, by the beach. For those who are watching my video, you can see that pretty much, but it's still nice, open, and chilly. I just put on these gloves and this little heavy coat here. Anyways, hope you guys have been being blessed. If this is your first time checking me out, I very much appreciate you taking the time to see what I'm about. Hopefully I can interest you. And for you guys who are returning to listen to me, I appreciate very much the support. Okay, here we are again. I'm going to cover some things that that people are concerned about right now. One thing I want to ask you is, are you living your best life? Don't answer that yet. Not yet. And, are you basically where you want to be, or are you where you should be right now? The reason I ask these questions is it's a good reflection. It's kind of self-reflection I want to focus on a bit. Let me get my little notes up here, because there's been a lot of things going on, a lot of things popping off based on our current state of affairs, current state of the economy, current state of health overall. And I already did a podcast regarding this whole COVID-19, aka novel coronavirus. I hope everyone is staying safe, but not just physically safe to sanitize every single thing, but I mean, in a sane, safe state of mind out here. Because it's crazy, and only reason that it's really crazy is because people are making it crazy. It's not the atmosphere that's crazy. Coronavirus is not new. Maybe this new strain might be more aggressive form of what was here before. And we've also had, the flu. Like I've said before, you have pneumonia, you have tuberculosis, hepatitis, you got all types of stuff, mean nasties out there. They haven't gone anywhere. For some reason, they've kind of taken a back seat. And as a matter of fact, before, coronavirus came around and started taking over the media and everyone's mindset, these things already did take a back seat to everyone's mind, because a lot of people were not in a panic or frenzy or much more heightened sense of concern as they are now. Which is the case is that we should have been like that before. Should have been taking more precautions to live healthier, eat the right things, because we usually inhibit our body's natural ability to fight off diseases and viruses and be in a very proper state of health where your body can actually repair itself. But the things we eat, things we do, it affects it. It affects it greatly and tremendously. But also as a afterthought, we look to sanitize everything. We look to make sure everything's clean. We washing our hands a little bit more, Lysoling up down the place. And, if you want to be sanitary, you have to get a little bit more supplies. And that's part of the reason why I asked, are you living your best life? Because if you're one of those people that just went out there and bought a lot of stuff, understandably, you want to make sure you're stocked up, because you don't know how this thing will affect the financial scene and supplies that we do need to keep ourselves safe and at least to sustain ourselves when this thing does blow over or the worst of the worst comes. Ooh, this wind is picking up out here, but it's okay. I'm covered in more ways than one. So, running down some stats real quick. I know you guys probably hearing it in the news all the time, but this is from the cdc.gov. Just a couple days ago, it was actually updated. Cases of coronavirus is 15,219 people in the United States, and the deaths overall were 201 as far as 2 days ago related to the coronavirus, people who were infected. And my condolences goes out to people who have lost people from this and from any other event or sickness or anything else that they've been, battling. for a long time or even just recently. We always have to think of the people who have lost their lives and their families and friends who are impacted by that void of an absence now. So it's not just about coronavirus. It's about where we are to make sure that we stay compassionate, sympathetic, and empathetic to people around us. That's the reason why I ask, are you living your best life? Because a lot of our definition of what our best life is basically, you look like $1 million. You are killing it out there in that career field. Oh, your business took off. Or you just got that house, which is good. These are things that are good to attain. But if you ain't got character behind it, it doesn't really matter what you attain or what you about or the moves that you made, because when you act wishy-washy, when you act fugazi, when you act suspect, when you act in a way where people are not going to respect you, it doesn't matter what you got. Yeah, you got money, sure, you got money in the bank. You could be better off than a whole lot of other people, or on your way to being better off than a lot of people. But it really doesn't matter, because these things you cannot take with you. You can't take with you. Even if you believe or not, it doesn't really apply, because it's things where if you believe in it or not, it still affects you. If you believe in Elohim or not, you live in a way where you are going to affect everyone. Remember, this is an extension of a kingdom. You're not supposed to have domination where you just take all that you can and abuse all that you can. You take care of all that you can. That is dominion. You have dominion over all you survey and everyone around you. Okay, when I say, are you living your best life? Are you one of those people that takes things up in a supermarket or a store and then you realize you don't have enough money for it or you don't need it and you just put things down? I could see that to a degree, but the mindset now is that people just leave things all over the place. And so they now have to have staff take time to go and what they call restock, because people just leave things all over the place, even perishable items like milk and fruit and meat and all that stuff. You have to have the mindset where you're looking at people all the time, where you're looking out for their best interest, not just for you, for what's convenient to you at the time. We have to make sure we're taking care of ourselves. Again, much of these sicknesses and epidemics and pandemics are really a self-reflection, is basically a direct result of us not living the way what we're meant to be. We're not being responsible. I'm not going to say that, these clouds behind me, I'm not going to say I came down from these clouds and I'm living up there and I'm coming down to just talk down to everyone. I'm in this mess too. There's a lot of things that I need to be more accountable for. There's a lot of things that I need to improve with myself, but it's not just about myself, because even if I feel like I am not going to affect anyone, or that's my business to do what I want to do, this is not how this world works. Regardless of what kind of philosophy you want to throw behind it, you affect everything and everyone around you. So please, at least if anything with the toilet paper thing, man, at least you guys need to just chill out with that. I understand you want to stock up because you're not sure, shaky times. I get it. But there's no reason for people to be out here fighting for stuff like this, man. And we're not even affected anywhere near the same way a third world country is, or anyone who's been really stricken with poverty, or just a little touch of being poor at one point in time. Because people who have lived on the streets out there and they're doing way better right now. There's people who still are out there. It's not just a physical or financial thing, it's also a mental and spiritual thing that affects you very much. And if you're able to get past that, then, Father bless you for that, but there's so much of us out here that are like going crazy, and there's nothing really crazy going on. It's a heightened sense of awareness and security. I understand that, but we can't lose ourselves out here, man. You have to hunker down and be a proper person. Don't be someone who's stuck in the materialistic realm of things where you feel that you gotta, it's not Mad Max out here. Hopefully it doesn't get like that. I don't believe it will. At the same time, this is what separates us from the animals. Even though many people want to admire animals, there are certain things, qualities that animals do that are like, hey, I never knew that. I could probably try and incorporate that without, looking at some nature stuff yesterday with the missus, looking at how ants are very much organized and they move together, how homes and businesses and this world are supposed to move. But anyways, that's a whole nother podcast and story altogether. But we're not animals. We're above them. We were placed here again to have dominion, to care. We're not here just to live and die. We are here to make a proper impact on things. Ooh, this wind is, well, anyways, I ain't really feeling too much in this, this coat here. But anyways, sorry, back on track. We are here to take care of things, okay? We are here to take care of each other. We're here to make sure that we are in the best mindset, physically, spiritually, mentally. I know I'm beating the same thing over and over again, but there's people out there that may come across this and I will hit a chord with them. I'm looking to resonate with people, of course, who know this already, but people who may not know this already. And the more you put it out there, I'm just going to be that one more voice that's going to be out there pushing that into you. It's not an agenda, it's life. There are rules to this thing called life. There are moral rules, physical rules that we cannot shake. Every action has a reaction, and we have to make sure we're doing the proper positive actions that will affect everything around us positively. We are about construction, not destruction. Please do not allow fear to take over you. Do not allow fear to creep into your household. Don't allow fear to creep into your workplace. Don't allow fear to take away your joy. Crazy things could still be happening. You have to have a level head. Yes, prepare. Yes, get your supplies and resources in order. Yes, you should do that. Don't go crazy. Don't go over buck wild for certain things. We're gonna have to learn how to ration things. We shouldn't be really consuming things the way that we do. America has been spoiled. I've said it before in the past production where technically America should be the happiest country on this earth, and we are one of the most miserable and self-destructing set of peoples here because we have gotten everything we've wanted. Okay, there's so much things that we get on a regular basis that we take for granted, and we want more and more and more that other people wish they had like 1/16 of what we have here. Because of the fact that we are so conditioned to want more and get faster, get better. Why there's so much, cow farms, you want to call them farms, that produce so much methane. All that methane, all those acres and acres and acres of cows and pigs and livestock are destroying the land and destroying the atmosphere, okay, because we want more meat. When you have to look at every supermarket, it takes a whole lot of farming just to fill up that one supermarket on a weekly basis. Now, you multiply it by how many supermarkets are actually in this country. It's even New York, even though New York is very highly condensed. Think how much meat is needed to stock every grocery store and bodega and every restaurant, every wholesale place like a BJ's or a Costco's, every place like, Associated or ShopRite or whatever. These places need a consistent supply of meat on their own. So think of where that meat has to come from, because we want more and more and more and more. This is where diseases come from. Eating too much of one thing and too much of the wrong quality of certain things, even things that we're not supposed to be eating. I could go on and on about this, and probably more than likely in other podcasts I will do that, because this is solid. This is all solid information. This is solid guidance for you to live. It's not we want things to change with how we feel. Life can't work like that. Yeah, we're allowed to change. We're allowed to grow. As long as that change incorporates proper growth, yes, you're allowed to change. You should be changing your mindset, the way you eat, the way you see and treat people, the way you see and treat yourself. You are so valuable. Treat yourselves like you are valuable. You have to understand you're here for a purpose. No matter what anyone says to you, no matter how you may feel, no matter what you're panicking about, no matter what you're getting paid at your job right now or who you're around, you have an immense amount of value. It is incalculable. All right? And if you can't find it in yourself or anyone else, you really should start with where we started from. We started from Elohim. People may have their mindsets of how, certain things or reservations they have of our Creator. But if you really understood who He is, you will really understand who you are. You are so precious. You are priceless. This is why I like to come out here and do what I do, because I enjoy life. I see value in something every day, even when I was getting beat up at certain positions I had or certain situations in my life. I'm in a mindset now where it's like I see so much value in things. Even when I'm feeling sick physically or mentally or spiritually, I still see the need to go out there and do what I do to improve myself and take pleasure in other people, doing them, what's in them, putting what the Father put inside of them outside in the world and improving themselves. Well, anyways, this is supposed to be like, hey, you guys have self-reflection. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. That question. So, are you living your best life? Are you where you want to be, or are you where you should be? I'm not exactly where I want to be. With certain things, yes, but you got to remember, everything is a step. So where you want to be right now is usually a step. Hopefully it's in the right direction of growth. And where you should be, many of us, this guy here included, we still have a good ways to go, but I'm better than I was 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago, definitely. I still got a ways to go. Are you living your best life? You have to make sure you self-reflect on everything that you do. Anything that you do should be for the best. Anyways, that's it. Sorry. I'm pretty sure I rambled and repeated myself. You could always check me out on my website at www.brooklynbaritone.com. I also have a YouTube channel. Imagine that. You check me out on Brooklyn Baritone on YouTube. You can catch me on Instagram and Facebook. You can also listen to me on the Google Play Store and the Apple Play Store, iTunes Play Store. Anyways, thank you for listening to me. There's a couple of stats. Thanks for listening to Ramble. But anyways, you guys take care, be safe, make sure you stay clean, not just physically, but also spiritually and mentally too. All right, walk good. Love you all. You'll hear from me next week.